It's Wednesday night, and we're live from Oakdale, Washington, in the Educated Touch studio. Welcome to Ethics Outside the Box, with your host, Nathan Nordstrom. Special guests include Bruce Boltz and you. Here he is, Nathan Nordstrom.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this installment of Ethics and the Glorious Torture That It Is. I had a wonderful opportunity to figure out what ethical behavior was when you're dealing with internet today, and cords and all the rest of the stuff that go awry on us. But I am grateful to say that we're all together again today, and we're able to kind of connect on a couple of wonderful subjects. My guest today is Mr. Bruce Boltz from way out in Florida. Bruce, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. You're wearing a long sleeve shirt, though. Is it chilly there, Nathan? Oh, short sleeves.
Oh, it's short sleeves.
Aha.
And it is chilly. It had a max of 70 today. So last night was dipped below freezing just barely. It's starting to get chilly.
Well, so, you travel enough that you can get away from it still.
It is nice. I'm going to be in Colorado actually I'll be in Las Vegas at the end of this week for a funeral, and then I'll be in Colorado the following week. And so yeah, I've got trips to warmer environments scheduled as well. So awesome. So Bruce, how are things going? What's on your docket? Where are you? What are you doing? Teaching, working, all the fun.
Well, let's see. Last week I spent a week up in the Panhandle doing some stuff for the FSMTA, and then taught a workshop up there while I was there. And then private golf clubs primarily is where I'm teaching now. You know, all the golf clubs that are in the Palm Beach area, and active isolated stretching is becoming, with all the stretching that's out there now, I don't have to tell you, there's more and more franchises that are opening up with stretching now. And so it's has its place clinically, but also in the golfing world. So, that's what I'm spending a lot of my time doing right now, just teaching the golf clubs.
Oh, that's got to be hard life.
Well, somebody has to do it, Nathan. It's not my fault that there's like 17 top golf clubs within a 2-hour radius of my house.
So what town area are you at?
The town area, well, it's Palm Beach County.
It's Palm Beach County, okay. Yeah. So you do have a lot of great golf clubs and a lot of people who are excited about golfing. So I totally understand the conundrum that you are placed upon you.
Yes.
So thank you for keeping people excited about stretching, because I know Aaron Maddox is his stuff is outstanding and really gives some really great forward-thinking concepts of stretching, more than just take something and make it longer, but actually getting into the science of it. It's really, you do a really great job on that class, and I appreciate it.
Well, it's been great to study with him.
Yeah.
Better mentor in that field. So.
Yep. Well, let's go to what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to go to our friends at the National Certification Board of Therapeutic Massage and Body Workers website. Can you see a blue screen there?
I do now, Nathan. That was the right button.
The right button. It likes me, and I like it. Once again, go to the bottom of the NCB page, Standards of Practice. We do have this supersized so you can see the words a little bit bigger, but we are going all the way down to not 6, so we're going to go down to 4. I love my Roman numerals, but we want to make sure that we're 4, D and E. All right, we still got that, Bruce?
Got it.
Got it. Okay. So standard 4D is accurately and truthfully inform the public of services provided, is D. And E is honestly represent all professional qualifications and affiliations. I think this one is bigger than, I think these two are bigger than a lot of the other things that we've talked about, and I've pulled into an hour. So I think we can really look at many different directions where we're looking at the honesty and accuracy and truthfulness of kind of putting forward who we are. Bruce, is there any specific section that pops out at you first?
Wow. Trying to just pick one. I mean, obviously the way we represent our work to our clients and the general population. I mean, that could take us days.
Yeah, I always loved seeing years ago, the internet was new and that kind of stuff, and YouTube had just started up, and one of my friends said, "Oh, you got to watch this YouTube video," and I said, "Oh, okay, what was it about?" And he says, "Oh no, you just got to watch it." So I watched it. It was a massage therapist who had been telling his local community that he had worked on this athlete and that athlete and gone to this Olympics and worked with this team and that team, and all of it was a lie. And the news had gotten a hold of it, and he had tried to get on and be an expert for the news to kind of talk about massage therapy. And so they asked him about his professional experience. He got caught in lies about his skill set, about his ability, and it's really sad when that happens. But it's not only sad for that person that they feel they have to lie, but it's sad for the rest of the public, because then when that news broadcast comes out, it kind of says something about the massage therapist or massage therapist as a general rule. So accurately and truthfully inform the public of services provided. So I'm kind of concerned about the difference between accurately and truthfully. I know several continuing education providers who hold out an argument that accuracy and truthful are two different things, because you could be truthful that you participated in a continuing education class on a subject, but accuracy of that was an introductory class, or that was a 16-hour training, or that was a 32-hour training, or it was a complete different profession, and you are now a athletic trainer or a personal trainer, or you've got these other degrees. And I'm always concerned when I start seeing massage therapists not truthfully informing the public of what they're actually doing. Any examples that you can think of massage therapists getting not being accurate or truthful about their services that they provide?
Well, it happens every day. I mean, we have, Nathan, when we teach, or when I teach anyway, I give out certificates of participation or completion. I don't certify anybody. And so as soon as somebody takes a class and they get a certificate, and this goes back to the directors of facilities, it's not just the therapist. Then they're using words like certify. And certification is a much bigger picture than taking a 16-hour class. My printer just decided to print. Did you hear that?
I did. I actually put it on mute so I could tell the dog to go take a bath so she'd go hide.
Okay. All right then. But yeah, I found that just last weekend when I was just teaching at one of these golf clubs I told you about. And the director is there. She's also a personal trainer. So when I'm teaching AIS, I teach personal trainers as well as massage therapists. It's kind of that crossover modality. But yeah, they have a total misunderstanding of what the credential is, or the hours that I'm giving them and what it stands for. All it says is they were there. That's it, for their hours. I'm not hearing you now, Nathan.
I left the mute on.
That's better.
Yeah. I thank you so much for bringing up the duly trained massage therapist, or massage therapists who are CE provider who's teaching two different careers, because a lot of this that I see is from a duly trained massage therapist. Because if you are trained trained as a physical therapy assistant, and trained as a massage therapist, the things that you can do and the skill sets that you have should be very specific to understand exactly what you're doing, and should be limited by what you're being requested to do. If you are having a massage therapy session, you're not going into the personal trainer section. If you are a psychiatrist or a psychologist and a massage therapist, you're not going to be talking about the psychological aspects of things and kind of how they're feeling about something while they're on the massage table. Massage therapists will do it a lot more often than the other professions will. Where a unlicensed or licensed massage therapist who's not licensed to do anything else will say, oh, well, how'd that make you feel? And that's crossing over a boundary. That's crossing over these points where we have to be accurate and truthful that massage therapy is a muscular body work that helps all the soft tissues of the body, including the fascial system, the lymphatic system, the circulatory system. Emmett, what are you doing? Get out. Get out, get out, get out. Ah, dang it, I didn't hit mute in enough time, did I?
Nope, we heard that.
Ah, wonderful.
Yep.
I should be looking for the blinking button. FYI, call it Wilson says, hi, Nate, and hi, Bruce. No, hi, Mr. Bruce. Mr. Baltz. Sorry.
Well,
you are on a Mr. Standing with Call It ISC.
I see.
I'm on the short first name version.
Yeah, well, you guys are much closer.
Yeah, we hang. So let's accurately and truthful. I think that other piece there is so much more problematic when we say, I do Nathan Nordstrom massage. Because I've taken continuing education classes and I just do the stuff that I do. If a client asks you, well, how is what you do defined? And you say, well, it's Nathan Nordstrom massage. It's a little this and a little that. If you can't explain accurately and truthfully the tools that you use and the things that you pull into your practice, people are going to be misled. People are not going to understand. People are not going to know what to call what you do. And they're not going to be able to get an experience similar to you if you can't present accurately what you do. So I have myofascial release background. I've got craniosacral. I've got stretching background. I've got all these little quirky things. But by the end of a session, when someone says, oh, that one thing really helped my neck. Oh, what I did there was more of a structural integration type stretch using the back of the neck and pulling with a rotational force and using some post-isometric relaxation. Being able to talk and present and help a client is one thing. Being able to allow them to understand the rest of the things that are going on is just as important. So it's just that accuracy and truthful that I find is so important. Now, is there a problem in this in our profession of advertisements of scantily clad massage therapists massaging people on a table with long, bright red painted fingernails? I don't think that happens a lot by licensed massage therapists. I think that's another industry altogether that's trying to approach on massage therapy. So that's not as... Those aren't the people that I think are going to be board certified massage therapists. Would you agree, Bruce?
I would totally agree.
Okay. So I don't ever think we've got this group of massage therapists who are trying to sexualize massage. It's more the group of massage therapists who are trying to who are getting lazy and not presenting what they actually do, what their skill set is. There's a lot of laziness in our profession. And I just hope that we can push it out of the way and actually move into some more successful processes where we're not connecting to massage therapy and saying, well, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing, because that doesn't help the rest of the medical profession look at massage therapy in a good light. So let's actually talk about honestly represent all professional qualifications and affiliations. So Bruce, I like that you you talked about your certificates and that you give a certificate of attendance. And I think for the longest time we've had this problem with this argument of what is a certification versus what is a certificate. Bruce, when you look at a certification, what are some things that you think are important to know about a certificate or a certification itself?
Well, certifications to me generally means that it's somebody who's dedicated a great deal of time to learning whatever that modality is. And in that process, they've usually had to document sessions. They've probably had several workshops at different levels of whatever that modality is. And then probably testing, at least written and most often practical. And to me, that sort of encompasses what I think certification is. You know, as I say, I do a certificate of participation. That means you showed up, and that means you were there both days. And then some people ask for a certificate of completion. And for the certificate of completion, I usually give a written test with that. That means they were paying attention. Not they only showed up, but they were paying attention. And then there's a certified in. And I don't certify people in anything. You know, I'll give a certificate of completion. And the main reason is it's a time thing, it's logistics, and to do justice to what other people are already doing. There's already a standard that's kind of set for individual, say, nationally recognized educators that go through the process. And, you know, and so why would you want to cheapen the process that they've already put together, even for a modality maybe that they don't practice? You know, like for me, AIS, that's Aaron, you know, and I'm not stepping on what Aaron has put together over the past 50 years. And so people want to get certified, go to Aaron, get certified. He recognizes my education, but go to him. You know, I'm not rewriting the wheel here. I'm not redeveloping something for him.
I like the ability to refer to the specialists and say they're doing the extensive work to manage and maintain that, where I don't have to. I actually, when I see certification and certificate, there's a big group that we're talking about that really tries and defines it out really well, if we know it or not. And I think most massage therapists aren't taking care of this or recognizing it, that when it comes down to a becoming board certified, that is the National Certification Board. So that is certification. So what do you have to do to become a board certified massage therapist? Well, you need to attend a certain number of hours of education, or you have to show mastery in a subject, showing that you've completed an education form. You have to take a test, and then you have to maintain that process. For example, in some professions, it's that they have to retake the test every so many years. In the National Certification Board, for board certification, you have to demonstrate continuing education, you have to demonstrate hours of practice, but those are the processes that we use as for massage therapists to say you are board certified. Now, the National Certification Board has kind of jumped on another bandwagon. And they're talking about the sports certificate, the oncology certificate. These are not certifications. These are certificates. So, if you have a group that put together the super awesome spa certificate, and they went to the National Certification Board and said, hey, National Certification Board, we want you to do this really awesome test for our really awesome spa certificate thing. The first thing they'll say is it's not a certification. If you want a certification, that's a whole different process, because there's maintenance of membership, there's connection, there's communication, and there's specific tests that have to be taken to create a certifiable test. A certificate in sports massage, like the AMTA and NCB put together, is a certificate. It is beneficial because it unifies the terminology in the profession. So it's a unified certificate that everyone can kind of connect to and say, here's the standard. But it is still a certificate compared to a certification. They don't have you renew. They don't have you connect to a body of other practitioners, and you don't have to retake the test every so long. So it's a certificate. If we want to increase the profession, then having valid certificates that have examinations attached to them is one way to do it. A second way is to up the basic requirements of massage therapy. And I think, Bruce, we've talked back and forth about education and about quality education and quality teaching and that kind of stuff. Any thoughts on regulating instructors or regulating school forums to make sure that we've got a base that's strong?
Well, that's been the hot topic for the past few years, right?
Yep.
We're trying to figure out what is the base for teachers. What should they be? What is there any standard they need to be held to? Because right now there isn't really one.
No.
There's a number of schools that won't hire a massage therapist if they haven't been practicing from 3 to 5 years, to teach in somebody's school.
Correct.
But community colleges will have stricter regulations because they're funded. And so they have to, you probably have to have your bachelor's to teach a science, but it doesn't have to be bachelor's in science. So that's really kind of like, you could have your liberal arts degree and you could teach anatomy. But if I have advanced study in anatomy through some other venue, it's not acceptable.
Yep.
To teach for them. So I don't know. I just, Nathan, the problem is that every state and the industry has decided what's good for that state, and trying to introduce something to states that already have effective programs and schools that are up and running, and trying to rewrite the wheel for those schools can be a hardship for those schools, and they could be producing very good massage therapists. So what do you do? There's not a real good answer that's not going to, I believe, affect somebody negatively, even if they have a really great program.
So growth always hurts.
Yeah.
Our profession has been stagnant in its hours expectation, has been stagnant in so many areas for so long that people have gotten really comfortable. And if we truly want to see large scale change, we're going to have to get uncomfortable. And that will probably mean that some states are going to moan and complain that they want to have their 300, 500 hours and it's okay, and they don't need to go up to 750, or other states who are doing different specific things and expectations. Maybe that's not the right expectation, and kind of pushing as a profession to pull together. I think needs to happen someplace.
Well, no, I agree to pull the profession together to come up with hours, but I thought we were discussing about the qualifications of the individual instructor. And so
that's part of that, Bruce.
It's a little bit different. Well, look, you know what? I'll use myself as an example. My highest education is my massage therapy degree, or my massage therapy license.
Okay.
I've been teaching since 1999. Started with stone massage back then, and now I've been teaching AIS work since about maybe 2005. I like what I teach. I think I'm reasonably good at what I do. So if we come up with a new package of who can be teaching continuing education, we'd be losing I would be out of the mix unless there was a way for me to prove through what I've accomplished over the past 15 years, close to 20 years of teaching. What does that accumulate to be able to give me accreditation toward whatever it is that next step is?
So yeah, I understand, and I always hate when I'm in the mix of something that I'm judging, because I realize I'm biased. And so when I'm talking about some states are going to have to get uncomfortable, it's the states that have as long as you have a degree, even if you graduate out of massage school, you can teach. Where other states are going to be way on the other side, and they're going to get uncomfortable as well, where they say you have to have 3 years experience, plus you have to have a degree in something related. And if the profession comes together and says, hey, here's where the standard is, educators need to have this much experience, then the state that says, well, that's way below us, we don't want to come down to that, they're going to be annoyed with the rest of the profession, as well as the people who are like, you know what, we've never had this type of requirement. They're going to get uncomfortable as well. I have to say, I've seen you teach. I know what you teach. You teach very well. You know your stuff. You got some challenges, but so do I. And every instructor has to look at how they can improve. And you've been teaching since 1999. Not that there's a grandfather clause that I'd be really kind of directing towards, but there's a skill set piece that really kind of connects you to what you teach. I have a class that I teach with Body Worlds, the traveling display of anatomical bodies. And it's a fun class. It's a really great class. And I've been trying to push this class off to other instructors for years. And I realized that my education in my massage therapy school, I took anatomy and physiology and kinesiology in my associate's degree, as well as in my bachelor's degree. And then as I spent a year in the chiropractic program, I went through more advanced learning on anatomy and physiology. And so as I go through and teach this class, I'm pulling out stuff that just happens to be right here because it's been here for so long. And other massage therapists come in and they're like, I can't teach that class like you. I don't want to teach it because I don't have your knowledge. Knowledge and expertise are not only book learned, as you demonstrate regularly in class. It's the tactical skills. It's the ability to assess. It's the ability to feel and engage. And so when we're coming back to the concept of what is it that we are looking for as massage therapists and making sure that we are accurately and truthfully informing the public of our services, the biggest piece to me is the communication of that you are communicating to the public what your services are, honestly representing your professional qualifications and affiliations. My specific qualifications are different than someone else's qualifications. And it's not that they're going to get a better session from me or a better session from you. They're going to get a different session. And my mic is talking really loud. Okay, there we go. Is that better? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So when I'm talking about representing your professional qualifications and affiliations, what are some of the affiliations you see out there, Bruce?
Affiliations. Wow. I guess mainly it's from associations that, people as massage therapists would be involved with. Whether it's AMTA, whether it's the FSMTA, ABMP. I mean, there's all sorts of different organizations that serve our community. For myself personally, it's like I belong to a number of them, and also have, as a personal trainer, there's another group. So it's I think those are probably the main ones in our field. And then there are people that go outside our field, that have related understandings, whether it's more Eastern bodywork related, or whether they're getting into, acupuncture or cupping, or there's lots of different associations that are not as big as the ones that I just mentioned.
Yeah. Well, and not really as directly related. I mean, one that I've been on and off with over the years is the Academy of Integrated Pain Management. Mm-hmm. And these groups that have some massage therapists, but a lot more of something else, because they're dealing with a specific market group, understanding piece of what massage therapists are and how they kind of connect. So I get that, and I understand that's kind of a piece to it. I would really like to see some of those groups stand up and really put out something specific to who they are and what they do. I've been working an awful lot just recently with the Society for Oncology Massage, S4OM, and MK Brennan's their president right now, and connecting with them and kind of seeing a group of educators who said, you know what, massage therapy education on oncology is really important, and we're going to create this organization so that we can unify our expectations and we can really support each other in many different ways, is really a great idea and an ingenious step to give us an understanding of what a nonprofit can do to pull out and really strengthen a group. Society of Oncology Massage has done that. I've been really trying to push, because there are several other groups in massage therapy that haven't had any unified fronts or unified communication. One that really is important to me is pregnancy massage. I haven't seen an association for pregnancy massage. I've seen doulas and doula associations, but if you're specifically only looking for pregnancy massage, that's a different game, and that's a different piece that we really want to see and really want to connect with, so that those massage therapists can create the standard for what massage therapy is in pregnancy massage.
Nathan, do you think that then that can't be part of larger associations that have funding that can do something like that? Because you know what it's like when you have smaller associations. Right now we're taking a very small segment of already a small career path. Yep. I don't know how many massage therapists there are now, but there might be 500,000 in the United States if there's that many now. Yeah. And then how many of them are going to actually be interested in an offshoot of their profession? And was that to me? Oh, you're muted again. I can hear you. Yeah, you did. You hit that a few times.
So my son walked in and turned on the TV. Yeah, that's my sweet 7-year-old. I love him. Sorry. Yeah. Yes. So larger associations or groups being able to foster some of these conglomerations and connections so that people with specialties can actually get together. I love the idea. Here's the challenge that I've seen with it, because it's been tried. That doesn't mean it can't be tried again, but it has been tried. So, for example, the AMTA had the Council of Schools.
I remember that. Yep.
And this Council of Schools was this thing that came together, and they talked about school-related issues and did things. And the AMTA didn't feel like it was helping them meet their purpose, their need, and their reasoning. And so what ended up happening is they said, well, we're going to disband the Council of Schools. So what ended up happening then? The Council of Schools people came together and then said, hey, we're going to create an alliance for massage therapy education. And they came together, and yes, did they have to put out some money? Yeah, they had to put out some money. But the biggest challenge, especially on the smaller front of nonprofit associations, isn't as, I'm going to say this, and then I know someone online is going to say, that's not true. It's not as much the money. It's finding volunteers and finding the people who have the heart and the passion who will lead and create an ongoing, consistent process for the heart and the time that they're willing to put out. I love to say that it's the money, but time and time again, I've seen great ideas come to pass, come to fruition. Someone puts something together, and then they pass it on to the next person, and they step away, and it dies. It's a sad thing to see, but it's something that if you have enough people, if you have enough connection, have enough focus, you'll be able to create something that will live on and be able to be bigger than yourself. And I think that's really all our dreams, right? Go ahead, Bruce.
No, of course. I mean, I totally get that. We've seen a lot of associations over the years that have gone by the wayside just because they didn't have the interest, as you say, they didn't have the volunteers, and they don't have the money to pay people to do the work. No. You know, at the same time. So, and that's why I think that with some of these larger associations, you probably have the bulk of the people that are members that would already want to do it because they're already involved. You know, I mean, I really think that the people who are really looking for the next level of massage therapy are already doing things in that field, whether it is volunteer work, whether it is working with some of the associations. There are very few that I think that aren't part of anything that are at the highest level of their work. And there might be some, you know, I only know the people through the associations. That's where I've been, and I know that's where you've been. And so our contacts and the people that we know are all the people that are driven to help associations thrive.
So in that same venue, when I go to a massage therapy school and I talk to people who are getting ready to get licensed, who are so passionate and excited about what they're getting ready to do, one of the reasons why I continue to lecture on volunteerism is because in my mind, it helps keep your passion for what the possibilities are, instead of getting into practice and saying, okay, I'm good on my practice. I'm building clientele. I'm focusing on clientele. I need to get this many clients. I need to have my office this busy for the dollar figure. Volunteering takes you out of that scope and reminds you that there's something bigger than you. And so I'm a huge proponent of volunteerism. I think we'll all agree to that. And I have to say, you know, I've been a professional volunteer my entire life. I've been doing it since I was a kid. And it has never hurt me. When I put on my resume that I was the president of the Oregon chapter of the AMTA, people looked at my resume and said, oh, wow, you've got some experience. Well, what is it that you did as the Oregon chapter president? It always gave me something to talk about. Mm-hmm. And it also connected me with other driven massage therapists. And so appropriately representing myself and my profession and my skills ends up being more than just what continuing education classes you taught or took, what continuing education classes you might have had an introduction in, or what continuing or specialty certificates do you have, but also what else can you bring to the table? Because I don't think I'd be a director of education if I didn't have other things that I could bring to the table. They want someone who's well-rounded, but people who want to move up in the profession need to kind of look at all the skill sets that they have. You have more than just a skill set of doing hot stones, contrast therapy with stones, and stretching. Bruce, I know you well enough that you've got other stuff in the background, including IT support for yourself. You may not like it, but you do it anyway, like I do. You have those other skill sets because you want to be successful and you're driven to get it done. It's one of those pieces that when we say, let me switch off here to this one. Hopefully that's the right one. Oh, nope. That's definitely not the right one. But let's go on down to 4 again. D, accurately and truthfully inform the public of services provided, and then honestly represent all professional qualifications and affiliations. Your qualifications are more than just what certificate you have.
There's no question about it. I mean, you bring in life experience into everything that you do.
I mean, you've been teaching since '99. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what?
I wish I could take back that first year.
Well, that first year is going to happen no matter when you start.
Yeah, there's a learning curve.
Oh boy, is there ever, and it's a painful one. All right.
Well, yeah, there've been some situations.
Well, yes.
They almost happen every time that I teach, though, but they're just not as blatant.
And they become less painful.
The one thing I would, Nathan, when you have your truthfulness, do you think that, and I think that there's a number of massage therapists that aren't trying to be untruthful, they just don't know. I don't think they're educated in what they're actually getting for whatever education they're doing. And so I don't think that they're looking to be just untruthful to people necessarily. I think it happens on the business end. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. Stone massage. You know, how many times when I first started teaching stone massage, and this was what I was teaching back in 1999. And so teaching stone massage, and then I finally came out with those DVDs around 2004.
Okay.
And those DVDs were used, and spas were buying them and giving them to their therapists and say, study this over the weekend, you're coming back and doing stone massage. You know, and so somehow that gives them some sort of credential by the spa to be able to do that by watching a video. I have a feeling now that the standard as far as what the public expects and what the therapists need to know is probably changed since then. You know, because the public is more discerning about, they're more educated. Your average person that goes into a spa is more educated than they were 20 years ago. I do think so.
I think we have a larger percentage of the population. 1 in 5 adult Americans has had a massage in 2017. So with 20% of Americans having massage, that means we have a good percentage of skeptical people getting massage, as well as a good percentage of brainwashed massage clients who will just take whatever because it's massage and they think that it's great. Not that other one's bad. I appreciate that everyone comes for a massage. That's a skill set that I really am grateful for. However, I kind of went to this other piece where, you know, I know too many clients who come in and say, well, this was just a bad massage. And they're willing to put up with it because they know the next one they're going to get is hopefully going to be better.
No, but my thing, Nathan, is I think there's probably more people now over the past 20 years that are getting regular massages than there were 20 years ago. So that population is much more educated. You know, I have people that come in that have been seeing me in practice now for many years. And those people, and they're not just getting body work from me. You know, they get different styles for different reasons, for different, you know, for relaxation or cranial sacral work to stretching to stone massage. And so I think there are a lot more well-rounded and educated people on what they expect to receive and the quality of work that's out there. That I don't know if that existed 20 years ago as much as it does now.
Oh, I'd agree.
Right? So I'm talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that have a regular massage therapist that end up going to some resort or spa someplace and having a good understanding of what they should be looking for and how it should be presented.
And in my mind, that means that massage therapists should be able to explain what it is that they do more effectively. And what?
No, it's a lot of times it's a description of what it is in their menus, right? And if we're talking about the spa world right now, it's a different animal than personal clinics.
Oh yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So how many times, Nathan? I know you have an affinity to stone massage now, and so how many times you've heard a description like "come in and enjoy this earth balancing treatment and let Mother Earth warm stones melt your tension away." It absolutely tells nothing about what the experience is going to be, other than that they're using stones and it's going to be really cozy warming.
But
you know,
there have been so many that I've seen that don't even use the word stone and just go into the Mother Earth will put you in her cocoon and warm you, and you're like, wait a second, how are they?
That's our problem, though. That's we as a industry have created some of the problems that now our clientele has to somehow decipher, and we don't give them much to decipher. You know, when it comes to stuff like that, and we're for me where I have the issue with this is that now, and even if say stones are mentioned in the description. And somebody either is going to really love that or really not like it at all. But now all stone massagers are related to that one experience.
Yep.
And so that's where I think we're doing a real disservice to our industry, is when we have people that are not experienced in what they do, cannot describe what it is that they're trying to do. And so your client goes in totally blind, and whether they want Reiki with stones or deep tissue with stones, they should know what they're receiving. Yes. And that's not the only, it's just one of the blatant ones. But I mean, it happens every day with other types of techniques, whether it's wraps or whether it's massage. Yep. You know, it happens every day. And so we need to do a better job of, you know, how we put out that information to the population, to the general population.
Okay, so that's one side of it, because I have to go to the other side just as quickly. Sorry, the dog was giving me love. Not only do we have to put out the information to the customer so they know what they're getting, the massage therapists need to do the study and do the reading and the listening and the understanding to know what in the heck they're doing. Mm-hmm. The number of times that I've seen someone is going to put this great balm on someone that is supposed to heal this and fix that, and you ask the massage therapist, so what's in it? And they said, oh, I don't know, so probably eucalyptus and some other stuff. Mm-hmm. The massage therapists need to be educated. Obviously. They need to take on the responsibility for those products that they are peddling or they are using or they are connecting with, so that it's not a, well, I mean, it's good stuff, and I like the smell of it. The Hand and Stone, I'll use their wonderful name, and I am obviously connected very, very finely with them, as they are one of my employers. They have taken on So obviously hand and stone, so they're hot stones. But they've taken on, beginning of this year, Himalayan salt stones as a secondary hot stone tool. And I love Himalayan salt stones. I think they have a really great benefit. They have a lot of challenge as well. And when a massage therapist in a spa, you ask, hey, I see that you've got Himalayan stones and basalt stones. You got black stones and Himalayan stones. Which one's better? If you don't know, then you shouldn't be selling either of them.
There's no question about it.
It's that piece of educating the public and informing them. You have to be informed first. And laziness of Americans, and I'm probably sure anyone else in whatever country they are, it's a laziness. And if we can't get over that ability to say, well, I don't have the time, or I don't want to make the time, and actually put ourselves out there, make ourselves uncomfortable, and push towards that next success, then we'll be able to do better than we've done before. I used this statement a couple of weeks ago. Humility can be self-induced or inflicted. Choose which one you would prefer. Because you can humble yourself. You can you can get yourself aggravated and frustrated because you're working really hard to do something, and then you have the skill. But if you're not willing to put yourself out there, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you when that challenge is inflicted upon you. It's hard to give yourself the challenge that you need, but if you don't, someone else will. So let's go back here real quick to one of these wonderful pages. And we're going to recap here and look at the wonders of standard number 4, D and E. Accurately and truthfully inform the public of services provided. So this is the wonders of making sure that you're truthful and that you can explain accurately what you do. So if someone says, well, how come that works that way? Being able to dig into it a little bit and have the wherewithal and the science background to understand that. Then the second one, letter E, honestly represent all professional qualifications and affiliations. Know who your friends are and be able to connect with them and present that you are a member of fill in the blank, whatever committee, group, anything else that you do. But being able to have those qualifications and be able to give yourself more qualifications and push yourself to get better at what you do. That's how we continue to get better. If we don't strive to improve ourselves, we'll never take that next step to success. Bruce, thank you so much for joining me today.
It was fun.
What do you got coming up next?
Another golf club Friday, Saturday.
Awesome.
And then we have a big trenching job to do, Nathan.
I'll be staying up in the Northwest then.
Yeah, we got to, it's that other career.
Yeah, the second career always gets you. However, it also builds you stronger muscles so that you can be more successful in everything you do. So make sure to play with your cat well and get that trench dug. But if, as I always say, if anybody needs anything, you know who I am, know where I'm at. Feel free to email me, nathan@educatedtouch.com. And Bruce is always around if you have any questions. It's spiritphysical.com.
Yes.
His website is beautiful. Mine is less than beautiful, but he works on it a little different than I do. So thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful day. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Good night, all. Thanks.
It was nice to meet you, Bruce Boltz. Thank you, Nathan. The hour has flown by. We hope you've enjoyed this discussion with Ethics Outside the Box. As you've seen, Nathan uses many second-hand stories of ethical situations. If you'd like to share your story or you have any questions, feel free to contact him and Nathan at educatedtouch.com. If you'd like to register for next week's live webinar, go to shop.educatedtouch.com. Under live webinars, you will see all upcoming webinars. If you have just watched this video and would like continuing education for home study, you can go to shop.educatedtouch.com under the home study options with the date or episode number to receive your exam. If you would please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, we will keep you up to date on new videos. If you'd like to attend one of our live courses, you can find upcoming scheduled events at www.educatedtouch.com. Thank you for joining us today. Be well and have an ethical day.
All right. Oh, hold on. With the recording, I should probably hit this other button now that oh, damn.
Where's your blue healer?
So there's one there.
Hey, buddy.
That is our fat blue healer named Rex. Hi.
Hey. If we have that much stuff to say.
Oh, we'll find crap to say.
Well, if the people want to stay and listen to our crap, though.
That's up to them. Stop loving me. Go away.
You know what it's like when you have smaller associations. Right now, we're taking a very small segment of already a small career path. Yep. You know, I don't know how many massage therapists there are now, but there might be 500,000 in the United States if there's that many now.
Yeah.
And then how many of them are going to actually be interested in an offshoot of their profession? And was that to me? Oh, you're muted again.
The new website is up and looking beautiful. Excuse me. This is my dog, Dot. Dot, do you want to say hi? No, you want to run away. Okay, go puppies. You having a much more intimate relationship with me on this webinar. We are actually a lot more in my home. Okay, can you see that now? Bruce?
No, I don't see. It's a beautiful green, bright gray screen, though. It looks good, but I don't see anything else, Nathan.
Awesome. That doesn't help me at all.